Dear viewers, our today's video is for grade 7, Jack of all trades and master of none, you might have heard, but this is not for teacher. A teacher is always a jack of all trades. In order to break the monotony today, we will discuss about geography, the science of earth. Our today's chapter is chapter number 7 in geography book agriculture, and our topic is irrigation system of Pakistan. Dear children, when we talk about agriculture, so what comes in our mind? We always think about plantation and seed sowing and then giving them water. So just these things comes in our mind. Let me tell you that agriculture is not just this. Poultry, keeping animals, livestock, fishing, all these little industries comes in agriculture as well. So as we all are Pakistanis and Pakistan is an agricultural country, some of agricultural points should be on our fingertips, and these can be very interesting as well. So today let's talk about the irrigation system, as our topic is irrigation system of Pakistan. So now what is irrigation? Irrigation means to provide water to crops by artificial method. As rain is the natural method, so we cannot always depend upon rain. We have to go to some artificial methods. These are canals, carres, tube wells and Persian wheels, reservoirs and small dams. Children, our today's video is, you can say, a customized video. We will be reading from the book as well, because I have seen that students from their textbook can understand their topic well. So on their geography book, page number 90, we are going to read. This is the irrigation system of Pakistan. As we have seen all the above. Number 1 is canal. The canal system of Pakistan is one of the biggest canal systems of the world. Most part of the irrigated land is irrigated through canals. A network of headworks, barrages. Now barrages, what are barrages? These are the artificial barriers to prevent flooding. Dams and canals is present in Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Sindh provinces of our country. In Balochistan, there is no big river, so canals are very limited. Number 2 is carres. Okay, let me show you the slide here. This is the canal system. Fine, you can see that from a water reservoir, a water channel has been made that is taken to the fields and where the water is required. So this is the canal system. Let's come back to the topic, carres. In some parts of Balochistan, irrigation is done through carres method. Rain and spring water is stored in the foot of mountains. Is transported to fields through underground channel to avoid the evaporation due to extreme heat. The underground channels are called carres. Children, the same canal system as you have seen here on slide is the same in carres. Fine, but that is underground. That is underground. The slide is, where is the slide? The canal, yes. This is, but the same water channel is underground in carres. So this much is the difference in both of the irrigation methods. The third is tube wells. A pump is fixed on wells which is run by electricity or diesel, and with the help of a pipe water is extracted. It is called tube well. In almost every part of Pakistan, tube wells have been installed which are used for irrigation. So this is very common. Wells and Persian wheels is the next one. Wells are made by digging of land in order to use the underground water. With the help of Persian wheels, water is extracted and used for irrigation. It is a very old method of irrigation still used in several parts of Pakistan. So this is a very old method, children. As you know that in Pakistan, we are still having very old method. This is the Persian wheel, and this is a water lifting device. Water is being lifted by by rounding this this wheel, and then there is a channel of water. In the same way, then water from the bottom of the surface is to be extracted and then to be fed to the area where we require water. So this was Persian wheel. Okay, reservoirs and small dams. In some areas, rainwater is stored in a form of big reservoirs and is used when it is needed. A reservoir is, where we it is an area which is in a depth where we collect water, and the water storage you can call it. So in some areas, rainwater is stored in a form of big reservoirs and is used when it is needed. In hilly areas, small dams are constructed on streams and water is stored. In the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Tanda Dam, Kohat, Gomal, Zamzam, Khanpur Dam, etc. are irrigating the surrounding lands. So this is this was the about the small dams. You can see that these are the small dams, and again it takes water from the water reservoir, and through a water channel the water is then distributed and to the areas where it is required. Okay, children, now this was all about the irrigation system. Now there are some disadvantages of irrigation system. What are these? Along with benefits, irrigation has some disadvantages too. When fields are irrigated, some water is absorbed by land. The level of water rises slowly and reaches the outer surface. The land becomes unsuitable for cultivation. It is called water logging. Now, what is water logging? In water logging, the soil is saturated with water. Like water quantity is too much in the soil, and it makes the soil dead. Like the aerobic system is then converted into anaerobic, where there is the supply of oxygen is less. So this is that. Besides this, water from the surface of land is evaporated due to heat, and the dissolved salt remains on the surface, which is called salinity. In salinity, children, the salt quantity, as our soil is having natural salts and minerals. So in salinity, the quantity of salt is too much in soil, and that makes the soil dead. So in waterlogging and in salinity, the soil is not suitable for cultivation, and it makes the soil unfertile. It also makes the land useless. In Pakistan, the problem of salinity and waterlogging is becoming dangerous. Millions of acres of land has become barren. Barren means that which is not suitable for cultivation. According to agricultural scientists, after every 5 minutes, an acre of land is becoming barren due to waterlogging and salinity. Now, the problems of agriculture sector in Pakistan, although agriculture is very important for our country, but comparing with other countries, it is very backward and has many problems. And these problems are These problems are number one, the main reason of the backwardness of agriculture in Pakistan is the lack of agricultural education and poverty. Farmers are unaware of the modern scientific agricultural methods. They are using the old and crude methods of agriculture. Crude methods are, the unpolished ways, the old ways, which are, outdated these days. But still, as we are a poor nation, we don't have that facility, so we are still have to use that crude methods of agriculture, which is nowhere in the world. They do not use, like our farmers, they do not use chemical fertilizers in proper time and in suitable quantity, and do not cure crops diseases. Obviously, there is a lack of education, and we don't know about the chemical fertilizers, and if we do not use it in time, so that is all useless. Fine. And number second is due to poverty, they cannot buy modern machinery, agricultural equipments, better seeds, suitable fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides. Now, what are insecticides? Insecticides are insect killer and pesticides are pest killers. So as we don't have knowledge and we don't have facilities, and we cannot afford, obviously these are the drawbacks that our crops will definitely suffer with. They cannot install tube wells and cannot afford the expenses of transporting their products to suitable market. Number third is due to law of inheritance, agricultural land is divided into small places from one generation to another, in which the use of modern machinery, even plowing, is not possible. Plowing is, Plowing is to prepare soil or land before sowing seeds. So obviously, if there is a small piece of land, then the heavy machinery will not be able to be used there. So this is another drawback. As a result, there is a decrease in overall production of our country. Number fourth is some of the landlords are owner of thousands of acres of land which they cannot look after properly. They employ farmers who don't work with responsibility. Therefore, sufficient production is not received from the land. Yes, this is another drawback. Find that they have a very big piece of land, but they do not know how to manage it. So this is another drawback. The next point is the conflicts between some landlords and farmers lead to court cases. The petty issues that we are always indulged in, and the bigger perspective we always forget. So due to which thousands acres of land remain without cultivation and production is decreased. Number 6 is 1/3 of cultivable and uncultivable land in Pakistan is rain fed, which remains deprived of production because water is not available on time and according to the needs of crops. Now, what is rain fed? Rain fed means that the land which is totally dependent on rainwater. So obviously, rain is not always available. Sometimes when we need, there is no rain, and when we don't need, there is usually a flood. So obviously, this is another reason that destroys our crops, fine, and we cannot manage it properly. Number 7, there's irrigation resources are decreasing. Irrigation resources, fine, all the facilities, all the above these things, these are decreasing. Now, this is something alarming. We don't know what is the reason, fine. Okay, the next point is what is the next point? The problem of water logging and salinity, as we have discussed, is becoming alarming for agriculture. Number 9 is due to floods in rainy seasons, the standing crops are completely destroyed. Yes, flood is another. This is due to global warming, and there are so many factors which is involved. We have disturbed the whole chain. Fine, we are cutting trees due to erosion, so everything is disturbed. That's why this is not just one factor. Many factors are involved. The last point is geological and atmospheric climatologically hazards also affect our agricultural production. So this is just one point that covers all the points that there are many hazards. Hazards are risks which are involved. It can be an earthquake as well, fine, erosion, and these things that disturb the quality of soil. These all are the factors that disturb the soil, and obviously if soil is not fertile, how can we grow crops? And this was all about our today's lecture. I hope you have enjoyed. I personally like agriculture, farming, and all these things. So I have enjoyed the video and making the video. I hope that the coming videos, in the same way, you will enjoy. Wait for our coming videos. For that, goodbye.